Hi everyone, hope you're safe and well. Stuart here. Today we are going to talk about the posture, its setup. It's such an important part of the setup to get right because it can help us create good rotation in the golf swing, help us keep our balance in these athletic moves that we do, and also help your consistency of your strike. It really does play a key role in so many aspects of the swing. So what I'm going to do today is give you a little routine to make sure that you can get into a good posture, and along the way just point out a few things, a few common faults to avoid to ensure that we get in that perfect posture to begin our golf swing. So first of all, what I'm going to do is turn around here and give you a little routine. I'd like you to do is stand with your feet shoulder width apart and standing nice and tall, nice and straight with everything, and point the club out in front of you, about level with the ground and coming from your belt buckle here. What I'm going to do now is just let the weight of the club drop a little bit, and from here I'm going to make sure I bend from the hips until this club touches the ground. Once I'm here, you should hopefully notice a nice neutral spine angle where my back's reasonably straight there. One of the most common faults that I see when someone's getting into their posture, especially from this position, would the club just be dropping and then arching over into this C-shaped spine angle. This is very, very common what I see in golfers, and it causes a lot of problems because the pelvis is in, my core is switched off, a little bit flabby here, and also you can see that C-shaped spine angle. What that does is it hunches my upper body over the ball as well. These things are really going to restrict your rotation in your golf swing and finding it hard to go further than that. So a common fault I see in the swing with someone in the C shape is from this position here, to get this club going further back, there's a real lift of the body to try and help that club up and out there, because it's so difficult to rotate from that spine angle. So we lose our posture a lot in the golf swing, which leads to a lot of problems. So we really want to avoid pelvis in, this C-shaped spine angle when we go over it. We also want to avoid the opposite of that, where we really force our bum back and our chest up to try and get this athletic looking position, but you'll probably hear by the sound of my voice it's a little bit uncomfortable. It's creating an arch in my back, again switching on all the back muscles and switching off the core. Very, very difficult to rotate from this position as well. So we want to just make sure that our spine angle is nice and neutral, where our pelvis isn't too far in or it's not forced back out. So just somewhere nice in the middle, and you can actually just push it in and push it out and just find a comfortable spot in the middle. So when we go to do this routine, what I'm really trying to do is make sure that I bend from the hips, keeping my back nice and straight as I go down to the ball, finding that nice comfortable position for my pelvis, not too tilted in, not too far pushed back. Again, that nice position where my spine angles nice and neutral, nice and straight, and my core switched on, back muscles switched off this time. So we'll do that one more time. Standing up nice and straight, bending over from the hip till the club touches the ground. And now from this position, if you're anything like me, backs of your hamstrings here will be a little bit tight. So a little softening of the knees from this position. Just a little softening of the knees is all that's required. Often, again, a real common fault that I see from this position is an overbending of the knees. As soon as I overbend of the knees, you can probably see my spine angle tilt back and be a little bit more upright, and it's bringing the weight back onto my heels. If we have the weight on our heels, again, this is a really cause a lot of problems in the golf swing. It's going to basically encourage the club to go more inside on the way back, and for our weight to be back on our heels at the top of the backswing. And often from this position, I see a lot of people then trying to get their balance on the way down by moving towards the ball. So having your weight on your heels, or your toes for that fact, that side, can really cause too much movement towards and away from the golf ball. So we really want to make sure when we're in position here that we've just got a softening of the knees, and we want to find our weight nicely on the balls of our feet, not on the toes and not on the heels. And you can almost just do a little tip forward and a little tip back, and just really trying to find that nice solid position in the middle where our weight is on the balls of our feet. And now the last point that I'm going to put into this routine is how far we stand away from the ball. So I'm going to show you this again. If I'm up here nice and level, I'm going to bend from the hips till the club hits the ground, and then I'm going to have a softening of the knees, making sure my weight's on the balls of my feet. And where you might see me in this position is my arms hanging down nice and naturally. From the backs of my triceps, it'll be pointing right down towards my toes, and this is a really good distance away from the golf ball, as opposed to common fault that I see is a big gap here between the hands and the body. And if I was to put a line from my middle of my triceps, back of my triceps here, the club's pointing way down in front of my feet. So a nice little guide there would be to have the triceps, nice line down, right over the toes there. If we get too far away like this, again can cause very much a more inside takeaway. And from this position, I often see people moving towards the ball again, really throwing their balance off during the golf swing. So really important to get those three aspects right in the swing. So we find that we've got a nice neutral spine angle, we've got softening the knees that creates weight in the middle of our stance and the balls of our feet, and also a nice distance away from the ball where it's approximately from the triceps, straight line going down and